Hey, therefore, Advocate Teffo, if you'll forgive me. This guy for me is confusing. He says a lot of things that has no tangible proof to them. A lot of names he can not even in one instant prove what he say. He kept just throwing big names. Ramaphosa that, General Mawela this, General Hendricks this. Hey, he's keep throwing big names, no tangible proof. It's like you are watching a fiction. Nothing you're gonna get from this guy. He keep just talking, nothing. It's all about him. Self-centered. I mean, yeah, I know people believe, but this comrade is very self-centered. It's all about him. I think something's not right with him. Anyway, this is my own analysis of him now. I'm analyzing him because I've tried to watch him with the time that he was busy in court and all other different podcasts that he have done, and even with McG, I've listened to this guy, watched this guy. Hey, this guy can't come to any conclusion with anything, can't bring any proof. He's just talking and talking. There's nothing that you can get from him. It's just a long story. He can't even summarize anything. He's an advocate, by the way, but he can't summarize anything. He can't get to a point. He keep talking. I mean, he said a lot of things in 30 minutes that could have said in 5 minutes. In 30 minutes, you needed 30 minutes to say nothing. In that whole 30 minutes, you could have said a lot of things. If you people wanna compare Advocate Teffo or put him together with Mkhwanazi, that's a mismatch. Mkhwanazi is a highly intelligent person with the same law degree and more and more and more. Within 15 minutes, 30 to 30 minutes, Mkhwanazi in his press briefing had said a lot of things with a lot of proof. You can give Advocate Teffo 5 hours, you still don't want to get anything from him. You cannot get anything from this guy. There's nothing tangible that he's going to say. In no way am I saying he's not authentic, but he can't articulate himself very well. He can't put anything in terms of proof and proof. He can't put nothing. He can just keep talking and throwing big names. No proof. No, it's not even the same level or any level closer to Mkhwanazi. Mkhwanazi is in own level. Therefore, I don't know. I don't even want to say what it is, but something.
Hello, Yella. How's it going? How you guys doing? Guys, did you watch the Advocate Teffo episode podcast in Chile? If you haven't had a chance to watch it, I'm gonna try and summarize it in under 6 minutes. Let's see how I do. It's a very long interview. Like I said, 3 hours. Like at some point, McG wanted, just get to the point. He actually said it, because Advocate Teffo is such a measured person. He talks very slowly. He chooses his words. You can tell, he's trying to be careful with the information that he's talking about or he's sharing, but also he's very slow. So I think that's also why it took forever. Also, around because over context there, what he's about to drop in terms of the bombshells, because didn't. Okay, who isn't Advocate Teffo? Advocate Teffo is a former police officer who trained in Mamelodi in Pretoria. He says it was around about 96, 98. And then after that, he was stationed at Fairland police station, and then he was moved to the Sandton police station. He's got experience dealing with everything under the sun, obviously, when it comes to crime. He even mentioned Lolly Jackson. Anyway, yeah, he even mentioned that he was involved in that case as well. Then as he was progressing in his career, he decided that he has an interest in law, and he decided to study law. And whilst he was still working for the government as a police officer, he got admitted as an advocate. He says this is around about 2013. Early 2014, he resigns from the force from the SAPS, and he starts to open an office for himself. And this office primarily deals with labor relations issues between SAPS members as well as the SAPS. And this started slowly because he says that as they were kind of having issues in the different stations, he would always be nominated to be the chairperson of the union. And because of this, he obviously got exposure into labor law, right, and labor relations. Hence, he got admitted as an advocate, and then hence he opened a practice that is in labor relations. So that's his background. Then the first bombshell he drops, how he got involved with Biggie Cele and the former police commissioner, Ntate Kehlas Thole. Ntate Kehlas Thole gets suspended because he gets into a fight, a tug of war, let's call it that, because that's what he calls it, with the national minister at the time, who is Biggie Cele. Remember, Biggie Cele was a former national police commissioner. He got fired from the force, and then he got appointed as a police minister, right? Sharp. Ntate Kehlas Thole gets into a tug of war with the minister Biggie Cele because of a cargo shipment that came from South America. It docked in Durban port, and they intercepted it. The SAPS intercepted it, and Ntate Kehla wanted to lock it, right, or rather confiscate it. This cargo shipment has drugs in there. He says that this is all alleged. Obviously, I'm taking it from the podcast. He says that Biggie Cele gets his guys to come and confiscate the cargo from the SAPS. Ntate Kehla gets wind of the fact that this cargo was taken by Minister of Police. He says that in that group of people that took the cargo, there were other double agents. So they informed Ntate Kehla that we were the ones who actually took that cargo and we put it in whatever location. So he goes to Biggie Cele, who is the minister, and he says, why are you interfering with my operation? This is not your wheelhouse. This is my wheelhouse because I'm in charge of operations. You are the minister. You are in charge of the police governance issues as well as policies that we set in the country. Apparently, Biggie Cele was like, the National Police Commissioner decides to go and confiscate that cargo because he knows where it's located. He says he moved it to Gauteng because at the time, Biggie Cele didn't really have people in Gauteng who could, interfere with the operation. So that's why he moved it to Gauteng. But obviously to us, it was presented as something else. I'm going to do the media episode, like the articles I found, because after this episode I had to go and read what the newspapers of the time of 2019 were saying, right? Sharp. This is where he gets suspended, because Biggie Cele, who's the minister, is starting to kind of like campaign and say that they have no confidence in the national commissioner and what. He's in Ramaphosa's ear, who's the president also at the time. So Ramaphosa decides to fire the national commissioner, who is Ntate Thole. Ntate Thole then goes to Ntate for the advocate for representation, because this is a labor relations issue. This is where he gets wind. Okay, the police are actually the suppliers of the drugs. They are not combating the crimes. Then he starts to talk about the Senzo Meyiwa case, because at some point he was one of the advocates that was defending the defendants. He says at the time the current five that are arrested or babaling go court right now, there was actually a warrant of arrest for Kelly Khumalo that was issued, but it was never implemented or executed. So he's asking himself why that is so. And this is after he told us he got sent to jail 18 months. Like, it's a whole thing. Like, focus on 6 minutes. Okay, sharp. Then he says, they ask him, what do you think happened? Having had, the privacy of, or the privilege of reading the evidence as presented and whatnot. He came with files, by the way, this man. He starts taking out his files, and then he takes out an affidavit that he says was Longwe Twala's affidavit. In that affidavit, Longwe says he was invited by Zandile to come to Kelly's house in Foslo because there was a party of some soccer player that they wanted to go to, and they invited him. He's pissed at the fact that the previous week, he wanted to get a hold of Zandile. Zandile was unavailable because she was instructed by Senzo that she must not answer Longwe's calls. So he's pissed. He gets a pistol, or rather a revolver. He kind of like talks about the name of the revolver. He gets the revolver, gets into the car, goes to Foslo where Zandile and Kelly Khumalo and Senzo are. They are there with two of Senzo's friends who come from KZN. He gets there. He asks Hore, where have you been? Why haven't I been able to get a hold of you? There's kind of like an argument. And then he apparently says to Zandile, are these one of the guys? Like, no, these are Senzo's people, these are Senzo's friends. I called you here because we wanted to go to the party, remember? And then he gets pissed that he takes out the revolver, Tunza on the floor. It ricochets and it hits Zandile somewhere on the foot. And this is where he says there is actually a case that was open for attempted murder, Zandile, against Longwe. But that is not being talked about anymore. So he's asking himself, why? Attempted murder. Then Kelly instructs Senzo Hore atse the gun from Longwe. Senzo tussles the gun from Longwe, takes the gun, gives it to Kelly, and then kind of like shoos he gets Longwe out of the house, and he starts to tell him like, you better calm down, like this is not what you think this is, you better calm down. He goes outside. Senzo comes back in the house, allegedly, guys, Senzo comes back in the house. As he comes back, he says to Kelly, hand me the gun. As she hands him the gun, a bullet goes through his chest. Because Kelly is being managed by Silo Chikotwala at the time, he's the business manager. She calls him. He calls Ivan Khoza. He then calls Advocate Baloyi, who's the state prosecutor right now. Why is she calling these people? No, it makes sense why she called Chico. Then Chico did whatever he had to do, because the gun is actually not Chico's gun. It's not licensed to him. It's licensed to Advocate Baloyi. And it's licensed to Advocate Baloyi because Advocate Baloyi was in a fight with his wife. She told him to get rid of the gun. And Advocate Baloyi, took this gun and gave it to his half-brother, Silo Chikotwala. They are half-brothers. Apparently it's because Chico's mom was married 3 times. The first marriage she had Chico, the second marriage she had Advocate Baloyi, and then in another marriage she had whoever else. But each child carries the name of their father. So Bila, this whole Senzo case is being dragged out because the person being protected here is Advocate Baloyi, because that's his gun. Why is he sure that's his gun? Because last year, in 2014, his 10-year-old shot himself and killed himself with the same revolver. Guys.
Le shebile podcast and chill. Meji a interview Advocate Teffo. Le shebile. Le bona hore re phela kae mara? Re phela Queen of the South mo. Re phela si Snowfall, si El Chapo. Re phela si Nachos mo. Si Criselda. Ke lefatshe man le re phelang ho lona mo. Yo, like my jaw has been on the floor. Lona tshentse ke ipotsa ho hantle e ya sebetsa na, because it was on the floor for the last 2 hours. And a little patient le ena guys, hale shebile this podcast, because o slow nyana ne, and it seems as if he's struggling to articulate himself well, but ilateleng ke motho o very precise. So o batla ha le jwetsa something a ilatele hore le khona understand hore e tswa kae. Yo mabitso a wa dropile ntate ole. What's actually bamdimu for General Mkhwanazi, because if it wasn't for the general, people ikabe basna that confidence ya hore batswe le bona ba kgone ho bua dintho tse ba di tsebang. And none of these things that these people are saying, it's like things tse ne re sa di tsebe. I think that at the back of our minds, but now hearing them say it and how deep it goes, and actually the events, how they took place, that is what is shocking. What is shocking is not hore vele, I mean, it goes way up. We knew that, but we didn't know hore baba phila, yeah. Hore se fihlile shipment se shiftiwe se ile hi guys, what's on like it's ka South? I really don't know. And then the Senzo Meyiwa case, like yona vele le yona e o nentse re tseba vele hore ha iyo kaofela what they are selling us mo ke maka about this case. We knew that there was more to this case, and hantse vele anyway ntwa a itshulong ya hore who is he suspecting is guilty for the case. We already knew that, but we didn't know the reason behind it. And now today, re utlwile. Yeah, allegedly, by the way. But na I get you guys, ha rapeleng South. Hari rapeleng, but more than anything, let us pray for these people. Hore Mdimo aba protect. I mean, there's so many people that have lost their lives in these past years. Just hore ba kgono hore ba tlise this information e se re nang le yona no to light. So let us continue praying for their protection. Mdimo abe le bona abe le di.
When I go high, nzere go. Teffo, Ntate Teffo, which I am not sure if you were disbarred or not, but according to the High Court, you were disbarred. But when you are saying they did not follow the proper process, I don't know if you have appealed this ruling or what, but according to the law of South Africa, you are disbarred. You are no longer, no, I think, I could say, Mara, how's the advocate? Usolin Ntate Teffo. Akere Ntate Teffo a re sethunya se thuntseng Senzo ke sethunya sa Chico Thwala 3.what special akere la hopola evidence bathong le tseba evidence akere lona le bohlale akere le tseba evidence good go sethunya se thuntseng Senzo ke sethunya unlicensed fire ya Chico mamela go thwe Chico senkile ka sethunya ho thwe sethunya seo se tswa ho Advocate Baloyi Jesu is a dream, yeah, is a dream. Go thwe in 2004 Baloyi's son opened a safe and he took a licensed firearm and he dubulated himself. And then he passed away. After this happens, Baloyi and the wife are arguing about the pew pew. Mosadi are nka sethunya seo o se lahle. Baloyi a nka sethunya a sisa ko Chico. Hobaneng Chico? According to Ntate Teffo, are Chico le Baloyi are brother. They are sharing the same mother. Yes, that's what he says. That's the connect, and that's how the firearms were exchanged. That's how the pew-pews were exchanged, according to Ntate Chico. Ntate Teffo, actually, na ke tsebe nna ke mameletse fela ko podcast go tsho tjena ko podcasting ne ke le siko go utlwile go tshoche thusang hleng bathong ba modimo e ke le thuseng Ntate Teffo bathong ke ya go re le mo donatela ke go ba le mo donateleng alo bona doctor ha janong potso ya ka e le nngwe fela Ntate Teffo wena o batla mpolela hore na evidence okay I just answered myself ha ke so ka qete ka Ntate Teffo hle mara ntse o di buileng mo le podcasting ele ya Makeji please hi
beno ba fethu le ba ile re ba implementile corruption le bo politician le di connection beno di ba jigetse beno tabanyana ile ya bona ile ya hore ba yanong ba digirela marata information etswa bona ka molekamo banya go thiba ka mo khandi o mongwe le na wa tlhella ka mole bona Advocate Teffo wirang yeah o tla ka information e le reng important and then it's up to you South Africans or lirang ka yona tabi our general lena o bethile lena o fetso dropa bomb o dropile na go tsela ka press briefing Advocate Teffo leno o dropile di bomb so ba fethu in this situation what I've observed from batho ba bantshi ke hore information e tlang ka di celebrity you are quick hore letse serious mara information e loring itla ka batho be loring they are not those of your choice you start to question them o ka re ba yaka because of your favorite celebrities and politicians they are involved in such allegations. So that's why it's very important for you guys to take everything into consideration. Le ska nyatsa information, le ska nyatsa batho be loreng batla ka very information e loreng e tlo thusa bana ba lena le lene tlo le thusa ka usana. today South Africa it's where it is because of such politicians, because of such corruption, because of such mafia movements and mafia behavior. You are singing for supper. Once you say something, when you won't eat. Because of such, we are having national crisis. We are all affected in this. Number 1, load shedding. Number 2, water crisis. Number 3, electricity and standard of living is way too high in South Africa. Crime rate, unemployment rate. Ke dilo tse loreng di ke tse dintsi tse di affectang South Africa, but because of lena we are selective listeners, the information heitla le kore le tsa dilo light man. I don't know hore ma South African na go ngwe le nana byang. You just entertain something for a short period of time in social media, after then and it will be too late. One day it's going to be very late, and we are going to have things difficult in the long run. For those who see future and for those who have vision, if we continue to be comfortable about the whole situation of this country, it's going to affect us. Na commission of inquiry. Which commission of inquiry has have came with serious outcomes? A commission of inquiry. A commission of inquiry is another way of hiding, of sabotaging evidence, and also it's another way you really drag this situation, these cases, drag it to another long way. Whereas cases can be solved. Moto unale evidence, moto proof, they can make arrest. And those people who needs to be arrested, obviously they will be protected by who? The head of state. And those head of states will make things difficult for people who have to work, in terms of the lawyer, in terms of the advocate, in terms of the police officers, the investigating officers. But this thing is deep-rooted. Taba di drugs. Drugs senya youth arena. Our youth ibona. Youth arena is not functioning because of any you not aware the drugs. Ba bona gore ke bodese taba gore ba khobohane go di khoneng le be busy ka di crystal meth e le be busy ka di nyaope e le be busy ka di e bolaya country the drugs. And once you don't have a functioning youth, then there's no way you are going to win future battles because of people who are busy, who needs to be prepared for the future. Ke yona youth. So bafethu tabe ya lena ya gore lena le nyako tsa dilo lightly, le nyako always le nyako jive ko di TikTok, le nyako ira bafethu nna se le ka botsa motho mongwe ka re we can't all be re bolele ka marato, re bolele ka di relationship, re bolele ka batho go tweka re ntse re gossip re some of us who are here for a purpose. And I'm not saying there's something wrong about those ones who are pushing the narratives of dancers, of what, but we can't all be in that department. Some of us, we need to face the music. That's why I'm saying South Africa, for it to change and become the better country and become the strongest country that, or the potential that it has, we need to face reality. That's how things are going to go. This, that, protecting the politicians because of Labarat. Unfortunately, names are coming out. And we are trying by all means to be in denial, but you can see where there's no chance. It's only tender things. This dilo are the tender. Motoba mofa tender ya 600 million or 300 million. Come on, 300 million over 70%. And the 30% of that thing ozama wira magpass. And back to square one. State funds, they have been looted. Marabona, they are driving the Ferrari, they are driving the Lamborghini, they are driving the Mercedes-Benz, whereas people are suffering on the side. So it's up to us as citizens of this country, or we let things to be how they are currently. Mara, I can promise you a lot of people, especially youth in particular, they are going to suffer in the next coming 5 to 10 years. Because of if we don't tackle matters now, then things will change for the better. But if we let things to remain as they are, I'm telling you, go, if you watch news, if you watch you follow what the information, check what's happening in Khayelitsha, go Western Cape, and let me know if you want your kids to go and live there. I doubt.
Hello Mzansi, welcome to Mgosa Mzansi. If today is your first time visiting this channel, please do the right thing and click the subscribe button, and also don't forget to smash the like button. Why so sinkulumo Advocate Teffo ukuthi laphana ku podcast ya MacGE podcast and chill ayokhipha tigaxa tokuthi uSenzo Meyiwa wabulawa kanjani, wabulawa ngubani, and what really happened. So people are saying ukuthi hey, ukhiphe amabhomu nkosi yami. People are saying ukuthi bayambonga umkhwanazi ngokuthi aqale avule isifuba. Now people are actually dropping amabhomu nabo laba watiko, but some are saying ukuthi what Teffo was saying didn't make sense. He was saying a lot of things at the same time. Some felt ukuthi bekanhlanhlatha nje akhuluma lokhu aphume lokhu ayekela bambelana. So people are saying ukuthi he's a very smart guy, a very intelligent guy, but lonke bekakhuluma bekungamake sense. We know ukuthi banda baqabanga kufana and banda ayithatha ngakufana le podcast yabo abakamlalelanga bamva ngendlela lefana. So some are saying ukuthi ukhulume kahle, but some are saying ukuthi yo bekanhlanhlatha shame all over the place. Some felt futhi ukuthi ama questions bekangakhoni kwaphendula kahle. For someone lo advocate bafila ngazuthi bekathi makabutwa luke naphendula into labangambuti yona. Please do comment what you think below down on the comment section. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Mina sengihembe.